stumbled upon an... I can make you rich as a princess. There's a cave of wonders.
Summons me. Loyalty to wishes 3.
You done wound me up. You ain't.
Hey, can you make me a prince?
Prince. I could just make you a prince.
Oh.
You look like a prince on the outside. Showtime.
No, I'm in charge, okay? Really? A princess could go anywhere.
Not this princess.
Me.
Don't you dare let me share this.
In the city of Agrabah, a poor but kind boy named Aladdin lives by doing small jobs and sometimes stealing food to survive. Even though he does not have money, he has a good heart and always helps other people. One day, while walking through the busy market, Aladdin sees a beautiful young woman. He does not know that she is actually Princess Jasmine, the daughter of Sultan. Jasmine has secretly left the palace because she wants to see how normal people live. When Aladdin notices that she is in trouble, he helps her. During this short meeting, Aladdin starts linking her and has a strong connection with her. At the same time, the Sultan's royal advisor Jafar is planning something dangerous. Jafar wants unlimited power and dreams of ruling Agrabah himself. He learns about a magical palace called the Cave of Wonders, when a powerful lamp is hidden. According to an old prophecy, only a special person known as the diamond in the rough can enter the cave safely. After searching for this person, Jafar discovers that Aladdin is one he needs. Using tricks and lies, Jafar captures Aladdin and tracks him to the Cave of Wonders. Instead the cave, Aladdin finds amazing treasures made of gold and jewels. However, he told not to touch anything except the magical lamp. While exploring the cave with his pet monkey Abu, things suddenly go wrong and the entire cave starts collapsing around them. In the middle of the chaos, Aladdin manages to guard the mysterious lamp, not knowing that his life is about to change forever. As the cave of wonders falls apart, Aladdin and Abu try their best to escape. They are trapped deep inside the cave with no way out. While sitting there, Aladdin accidentally rubs the old lamp. Suddenly, a hug blue magical being appears in front of him. This is the genie. The genie is funny, energetic, and full of magic. He tells Aladdin that, however, once the lamp gets 3 wishes, at first Aladdin cannot believe what he is seeing. The genie shows him amazing magic powers and explains the rules of the wishes. Aladdin quickly realizes that this lamp can completely change his future. Before making any big decision, he cleverly uses the genie to help him escape from the cave. After escaping, Aladdin returns to the city and cannot stop thinking about Princess Jasmine. He knows that a poor straight boy like him can never meet a princess again, so he makes a bold decision. He uses one of his wishes to become a rich prince. The genie transforms Aladdin into Prince Ali. He gets expensive clothes, loyal servant, beautiful horses, and a grand entrance that makes everyone in Agrabah star in amazement. Meanwhile, inside the palace, Princess Jasmine is unhappy with the royal rules around her life. She wants freedom and wants people to value her for who she is, not just because she is a princess. When Prince Ali arrives at the palace, everyone is impressed. However, Jasmine feels that something about him is different. Even though Aladdin is pretending to be a prince, she notices the kindness and honesty hidden behind his royal image. As Aladdin spends more time with Jasmine, the two grow closer. They talk about their dreams, their struggles, and the life they truly want. For the first time, Aladdin feels happy, but there is one big problem. He is hiding a hug secret. He is not really Prince Ali. He is still the same poor boy from the street, and he fears that if Jasmine learns the truth, she may never trust him again. As the days pass, Aladdin and Princess Jasmine become even closer. One evening, Aladdin takes Jasmine on a magical ride using a flying carpet. Together, they soar above the clouds across rivers, deserts, and beautiful cities. For Jasmine, it feels like true freedom. During this journey, she begins to trust Aladdin more than even before, but while their friendship is growing, Jafar is becoming more suspicious. He does not believe that Prince Ali is really whom he claims to be. Jafar starts secretly investigating him and looking for any clue that could expose his real identity. He knows that if Aladdin is hiding something, can use that secret for his own benefit. Meanwhile, Genie becomes one of Aladdin's closest friends. Unlike a normal master and servant relationship, they genuinely care about each other. The Genie dreams of being free one day because he has spent countless years trapped inside the lamp. Aladdin promises that he will use his final wish to free him. This promise means a lot to the genie, who starts believing that his freedom many years be possible. However, Aladdin finds himself trapped between truth and lies. The more time he spends with Jasmine, the harder it becomes to keep pretending. Deep inside, he wants to tell her everything. He wants her to know that he is not a prince but a ordinary boy who got lucky because of a magical lamp. Yet every time he tries to confuse fear stops him. He worries that the truth could destroy everything he has built. Soon Jafar makes his move. Using his intelligence and manipulation, he discovers that Aladdin has a connection to powerful magic. This discovery makes Jafar even more dangerous. He realizes that somewhere nearby there must be a source of incredible power, and he becomes determined to find it. One night, Jafar arranges a trap for Aladdin. His guards capture him and throw him into the water, hoping he will disappear forever. Far below the surface, Aladdin struggles to survive. Everything seems hopeless, but at the last moment, the magical lamp activates and the genie appears once again. Thanks to his magic, Aladdin survives and escapes death. After this terrifying experience, Aladdin realized that Jafar is becoming a serious threat. The battle between them is no longer about love or status. It is now about protecting the people of Agrabah and stopping a man whose hunger for power is growing stronger every day. And unfortunately for Aladdin, Aladdin, Jafar is closer than ever to discovering the secret of the magical lamp. After escaping from Jafar's trap, Aladdin returns to the palace, but his mind is full of worry. He knows that Jafar is becoming more powerful and more dangerous every day. At the same time, he is still hiding the truth. Princess Jasmine, the street feels heavier than ever. Whenever Jasmine looks at him with trust and respect, Aladdin feels guilty because he still believes he is Prince Ali. Meanwhile, Jafar continues his search for power. He secretly uses magic and manipulation to influence the Sultan. Slowly, he gains more control inside the palace. Many people do not realize what he is doing because he hides his true intention behind a calm and loyal appreciation. But in reality, Jafar is only thinking about one thing, becoming the ruler of Agrabah. One day, Aladdin spends time with Jasmine and learns more about her dreams. She explains that she wants to help her people and become a strong leader. She is tried to be being ignored just because she is a woman. Aladdin admires her courage and intelligence. The more he listens to her, the more he realizes that she discovers honestly. Yet he still cannot bring himself to tell the truth. At the same time, the friendship between Aladdin and Genie grows stronger. The Genie reminds him about the promises of freedom. Every time they talk, Genie dreams about living his own life without being trapped by magic. He wants to make his own choices, travel the world, and experience life as a free person. Aladdin knows how important this dream is, but he also fears losing the magic that has helped him so much. Soon, a major turning point arrives during an important event at the palace. Jafar finally gets what he has been searching for. Through clever planning and deception, he discovers the magical lamp and steals it from Aladdin. Suddenly, everything changes. The person who once controlled the lamp is no longer Aladdin. Now the lamp belongs to Jafar. The moment Jafar rubs the lamp, the genie is forced to obey him, even though the genie does not want to serve such a evil master. The rules of the magic leave him with no choices. Jafar immediately begins making wishes. He wishes to gather power, gather authority, and complete control over the kingdom. Using the genie magic, Jafar quickly transforms himself into the most powerful person in Agrabah. The Sultan loses his power and the palace falls under Jafar control. Guards who once protect the kingdom are forced to obey him. Fear spreads across the city as people realize that a cruel ruler is taking over. Princess Jasmine refuses to surrender. Even when Jafar tries to intimidate her, she stands strong and continues fighting for her people. Her bravery inspires others around her. She proves that true leadership is not about magic or wealth, it is about courage and determination. Watching all of this happen, Aladdin feels responsible. If he had told the truth earlier and made better choices, perhaps Jafar would never have gained the lamp. But there is no time for regret now. Agrabah is in danger, Jasmine is risking everything to protect her people, and Genie has become a personal prisoner once again. Standing in the middle of a kingdom ruled by fear, Aladdin realizes that his greatest challenge is about to begin. To defeat Jafar, he will need more than magic. He will need courage, intelligence, and a plan. that can outsmart the most powerful man in Agrabah. The final battle for the future of the kingdom now closer than ever before. Now Jafar has become the most powerful person in Agrabah with a magical lamp in his hands. He feels unstoppable, every wish makes him stronger, and his hunger for power keeps growing. The people of kingdom live in fear because nobody know how to stand against someone who controls the magic of the genie. Inside the palace, Princess Jasmine refuses to accept Jafar as a ruler. Even though he has taken control to the kingdom, she continues to challenges him. Jasmine speaks for her people and reminds everyone that true leadership comes from serving others, not from controlling them. Her courage gives hope to be citizens of Agrabah who are slowly losing faith under Jafar rules. Meanwhile, Aladdin is forced to watch everything fall apart. He no longer has the lamp, and the magic that once helped him is now being used against him. For a moment, he feels defeated, but then he remembers something important. The reason Jasmine cared about him was never because he was a prince. The reason his friends stayed with him was never because of magic. Deep down, he is still the same brave and kind person he was before finding the lamp. As Aladdin thinks about his mistakes, he finally understands an important lesson. The magic did not make him special. His heart, courage, and willingness to help others are what truly make him special. This realization gives him a strength to keep fighting. At the same time, Jafar becomes more arrogant with every passing hour. He believes nobody can challenge him. He enjoys showing off his power and making others feel helpless. But this confidence slowly becomes his biggest weakness. The more powerful he becomes, the less carefully he thinks about the actions. Seeing an opportunity, Princess Jasmine decides to help Aladdin. He distracts Jafar and keeps his attention focused on her. This gives Aladdin enough time to move around the palace and prepare a plan. It is a dangerous risk because if Jafar discovers what they are doing, the consequence could be terrible. As the tension grows, Aladdin finally comes face to face with Jafar. The palace becomes the central of dramatic confrontation. Magic fills the air as Jafar used his incredible powers to attack and threaten everyone around him. Compared to him, Aladdin seems weak and powerless. However, Aladdin knows that he cannot win through strength alone. Instead, he decides to use intelligence. He carefully studies Jafar's personality and notices something important. Jafar is obsessed with being the most powerful person in his existence. No matter how much power he gains, he always wants more. Using this weakness, Aladdin begins talking to Jafar. He cleverly suggests that even with all his wishes, Jafar is still not the most powerful being in the world. According to Aladdin, the genie is actually more powerful because the genie can grant wishes that nobody else can. These words immediately catch Jafar's attention. His pride will not allow him to accept that anyone is stronger than him. The idea starts growing inside his mind. If the genie is truly the most powerful being, perhaps there is only one way to become even greater. As Jafar thinking about his possibility, Aladdin realizes that his plan is working. The fate of Agrabah now depends on whether Jafar will take the bite. One wrong move could destroy everything, but one correct move could finally end the nightmare that has taken over the kingdom. The final moment of the battle are now approaching, and the future of everyone hangs in the balance. The entire palace falls silent as Jafar thinks about what Aladdin had just said. His eyes turn toward the genie. Uh, Even after becoming the ruler of Agrabah and gaining incredible magical power, Jafar cannot stop thinking about being the most powerful being in existence. His greed has become so great that nothing is ever enough for him. Aladdin continues playing his dangerous game. He tells Jafar that no matter how many wishes he makes, he will never truly be stronger than the genie. After all, the genie is one who grants wishes and control magical powers beyond imagination. These words strike directly at Jafar's ego. For a few moments, Jafar hesitates, then his desire for ul- ultimate power takes over completely. He decides that being a powerful sorcerer is not enough. Being the ruler of Agrabah is not enough. He wants to become the most powerful genie in the universe. Without thinking about the consequence, Jafar makes his final wish. He commands the genie to transfer him into a genie himself. The moment the wish is spoken, powerful magic explodes throughout the palace. Bright energy fills every corner to the room as the transformation begins. At first, Jafar is thrilled. He feels a unbelievable amount of power rushing through him. His magical abilities become even greater than before. He laughs with victory, believing that he has finally achieved everything he ever wanted. To him, it seems like he has won, but then reality begins to reveal itself. The genie calmly reminds Jafar of an important truth. Every genie, no matter how powerful, is bound by magical rules. A genie may possess unlimited magical power, but they are not truly free. Every genie must be connected to a lamp and must serve however owns it. Suddenly, Jafar realizes the terrible mistake he has made. The same magic that gave him immense power now create a black lamp for him. In a instant, Jafar and his loyal companion Iago are pulled toward the lamp. No matter how hard Jafar struggles, he cannot escape. His screams echo through the palace as he is sucked into the lamp and trapped forever. Within seconds, the man who wanted to control the world disappeared into a tiny magical prison. The palace became quiet. The dark magic vanishes. The chains of fear that had covered Agrabah finally break. Citizens across the kingdom being to realize that Jafar is gone. The night harm that threatened their future has finally come to an end. With Jafar defeated, Aladdin finally tells the complete truth to Princess Jasmine. He admits that he was never really Princess Ali. He explains how he found the lamp, met the genie, and used magic to pretend to be someone else. For a moment, Jasmine is disappointed because he hid the truth from her, but he also understands everything he has been through. More importantly, see that the person standing before her is not a fake prince. He is the same brave, kind, and honesty young man who helped in the marketplace long ago. Meanwhile, the genie quietly waits. He remembers the promise Aladdin made to him throughout their adventure. The genie helped Aladdin countless times. Now the final wish remains. Holding the lamp in his hand, Aladdin looks at his friend and realizes what the right choice is. The moment that will decide the future of the genie has finally arrived. Will Aladdin keep his promise or will he use the last wish for himself? The answer will change both of their lives forever. Standing in palace with the magical lamp in his hands, Aladdin thinks carefully about his final wish. For a long time, the lamp gave him everything he wanted. It helped him because Prince Ali met Princess Jasmine and experienced a life he could never have imagined. If he wanted, he could use the last wish to gain even more wealth, more powerful and status. But as he looks at Genie, Aladdin remembers every moment they shared together. He remembers how the genie saved his life, stood beside him during difficult times, and remained loyal even when things went wrong. More than anything else, he remembers the dream that the genie talked about so many times, the dream of freedom. The genie does not say much. Deep inside, he hopes that Aladdin will keep his promise, but he does not want to pressure his friend. After spending thousands of years trapped inside a lamp, he has learned not to accept too much. Still, there is a small spark of hoping in his eyes. Finally, Aladdin smiles and makes his decision. Using his final wishes, Aladdin wishes for the genie to be completely free. For a moment, nothing happens. Then a wave of magical energy spread through the palace. The chance that behind the genie being to disappear, the magical cups around his wrists Venus, the connection between him and the lamp break forever. The genie can hardly believe it. For the first time in centuries, he is no longer a servant. He no longer belongs to a lamp. He no longer has to obey masters or grant wishes. He is finally free to live his own life. Overcome with emotion, the genie thanks Aladdin. Their friendship has become stronger than magic itself. The genie realized that Aladdin gave up unlimited possibilities so that a friend could have freedom. It is one of the most selfish acts he has ever seen. Meanwhile, Agrabah being to recover from everything that happened, the citizens celebrate the fall of Jafar and the return of peace. Families return to their normal lives. Market becomes lively again, and the fear that once covered the kingdom slowly disappears. The Sultan also reflects one recent events. He has seen the crash of Princess Jasmine during the crisis. He stood up to Jafar, defended our people, and showed true leadership when the kingdom needed it most. Because of this, the Sultan makes an important decision. He changed the traditional rule of kingdom. Instead of believing that only a prince can rule, he he announces that Princess Jasmine will becoming the future ruler of Agrabah. This decision marks the beginning of a new era for the kingdom. The people happily support Jasmine because they know she genuinely cares about him. Her dream of making a difference is finally becoming reality. As for Aladdin, he no longer feels the need to pretend to be someone else. He has learned that true worth does not come from magical cloth, riches, or loyal titles. It comes from honesty, and the choices a person makes. With Jasmine looks at Aladdin now, she does not see a prince charactered by magic. She sees the brave young man who risked everything to help others. She see someone who stayed kind even when life was difficult. Their relationship become stronger because it is finally built on trust instead of secrets. Soon a joyful celebration takes place across Agrabah. When Jasmine looks at Aladdin now, she does not see a prince created by magic. She see the brave young man who risked everything to help others. Their relationship becomes stronger because it is finally built on trust instead of secrets. Soon a joyful celebration takes place across Agrabah. Music fills the street, people dance with happiness, and the kingdom looks brighter than it has in years. Hope has returned, and the future seems full of possibilities. As the celebration continues, Genie prepares for a brand new adventure. Now that he is free, he can travel whenever he wants and explore the world on his own terms. Before leaving, he shares a emotional farewell with Aladdin and Jasmine, thanking them for changing his life forever. The story of Aladdin began with a poor boy searching for a better future. Along the way, the found friendship, love, courage, and wisdom. He made mistakes, learned important lessons, and ultimately discovered that being yourself is far more than pretending to be someone else. And as the sun set over Agrabah, Aladdin and Princess Jasmine look toward the future together, ready to begin the next chapter for their lives with honesty, hope, and happiness. Now that the story of Aladdin is over, let's talk about some interesting thing about the movie. One of the biggest reason why Aladdin become popular is because it is not just a fantasy movie, it is also a story about identity. Throughout the movie, Aladdin believes that he must become someone else to be accepted by Princess Jasmine. He thinks being a poor straight boy is not enough. However, by the end of the movie, he learns that people should like him for who he really is, not for a fake image created by magic. Another important part of the movie is the character of Princess Jasmine. In this version of the story, Jasmine has a much bigger role than in older adaptation. She is not waiting for someone to save her. Instead, she wants to become a leader and help her people. Her journey is about finding her voice and proving that she can make important decisions for the kingdom. The genie is also one of the most memorable characters in the movie. Even though he has incredible magical powers, his biggest wish is something very simple freedom. This creates a interesting contrast. The most powerful character in the movie is actually the one with the least freedom. His friendship with Aladdin becomes the emotional heart of the story. The villain Jafar represents greed. No matter how much power he gains, he always wants more. First, he wants influence, then, he wants the throne, then magical powers, and finally he wants to become a genie. His downfall happens because his desire for power never stops growing. The movie show that unlimited ambition without wisdom can destroy a person. Visually, the movie is filled with colorful customs, hug palace sets, beautiful disasters, and magical effects. The world of Agrabah feels alive because every scene is packed with detail. The market palace, the palace, and the Cave of Wonders all have their own unique atmosphere. One of the most entertaining parts of the movie is the performance of Will Smith as the genie. Will Smith, he brings a lot of energy, humor, and charm to the movie, to the role. Many viewers were curious about how he would compare to previous version of the character, but he created his own style and made the role memorable. The movie also contains several musical numbers. Songs help move the story forward and allow characters to express their feeling. The song Speechless become especially popular because it highlights Princess Jasmine determination and strength. At its core, Aladdin is a story about being honest with yourself. It teaches that money, power, and status cannot replace character. Aladdin wins in the end not because he rich or magical, but because he is brave, loyal, and willing to do the right thing when it matters most. That message is what makes the movie enjoyable even after the adventure ends. It is a fun fantasy film filled with magic and action, but it also reminds viewers that the best version of yourself is the real one. Even years after its release, Aladdin remains one of the most popular fantasy adventure movies. One reason for this is that the story is very simple and easy to understand. At its heart, it is about a young man trying to find him palace in the world. Many people can relate to Aladdin because everyone has moments when they feel they are not good enough or wish they could be someone else. The relationship between Aladdin and Princess Jasmine is also an important part of the movie. Their connection does not grow because of wealth or royal titles. It grows because they understand each other's struggles. Both characters want freedom in different ways. Aladdin wants a chance to change his life, while Jasmine wants the freedom to choose her own future. Another reason the movie works so well is its balance of comedy, adventure, romance, and fantasy. One moment the audience is laughing at the jokes of the genie, and the next moment they are watching a exciting chase through the street of Agrabah. This variety keeps the movie entertaining from beginning to end. The friendship between Aladdin and Genie is often considered one of the strongest parts of the film. At first, they meet because of the magical lamp, but over time, they become true friends. The genie helps Aladdin with magic, while Aladdin gives the genie something he has wanted to centuries freedom. Their friendship show that real friends care about each other's happiness. The world of Agrabah also adds a lot of charm through the movie. The Grand Palace, crowded mistake markets, golden disasters, and magical chaos create an atmosphere that feels exciting and mysterious. Even location helps the audience feel like that they are part of magical adventure. One interesting thing about Aladdin is that his greatest victories come when he uses his intelligence. He not magic. He escapes difficult situations by thinking quickly and solving problems. In the final battle, he defeats Jafar not with strength but by understanding his weakness. This makes the ending more satisfying because it shows that clever thinking can be more powerful than force. The movie also explores the idea of freedom. Jasmine wants freedom to make her own choices. The genie wants freedom for the lamp. Aladdin wants freedom for the limitation of his poor life. Even though their goals are different, all, all three characters are searching for the same thing in their own way. By the end of the film, every major character learns an important lesson. Aladdin learns to be honest. Jasmine learns to be trust her own voice. The genie finally experiences freedom, and Jafar becomes an example of what happens when greed and obsession take control of a person. Because of these themes and memorable characters, Aladdin continued to be enjoyed by audience around the world. It is more than just a story about magic. It is a story about friendship, courage, honesty, and believing in yourself. When people first watch Aladdin, they usually remember the magic, the flying carpet, and the exciting adventure. However, there are many deeper ideas hidden inside the story. These ideas are one reason why the movie has remained popular for some many years. The journey of Aladdin is often called a transformation story. At the beginning, he is a poor young man who believes that success comes from becoming someone else. He thinks that if he can look rich and powerful, people can respect him. This belief pushes him to become Prince Ali through magic. But as the story continues, he discovers that changing his appearance does not change who is really is inside. This lesson becomes more important every time Aladdin faces a difficult situation. Whenever he relies only on magic, new problems appear, but when he relies on his courage, kindness, and intelligence, he finds real solution. By the end of the movie, he understands that true confidence comes from accepting yourself rather than pretending to be someone else. The character of Princess Jasmine also leaves a strong impact on the story. He refuses to let others decide her future. Instead of staying silent, he speaks up for what she believes is right. Her determination inspires the people around her and helps shape the future of Agrabah. Because of this, Jasmine becomes much more than a traditional princess character. The genie provides many of movies' funniest moment, but his story is also surprisingly emotional. Despite having nearly ultimate magic power, he spends most of his life most without freedom. This creates a interesting paradox. The strongest character is also one of the most restricted characters. His friendship with Aladdin changes everything because for the first time someone see him as a friend rather than a troll for granting wishes. The villain Jafar serves as the complete opposite opposite of Aladdin. While Aladdin learns to be satisfied with who he is, Jafar is never satisfied with anything. Even achievement only makes him want more. His story shows how unchecked ambition can become destructive. Instead of appreciating what he already has, he constantly chases greater more power until it ultimately destroys him. Another memorable part of the movie is the sitting for Agrabah. The city feels full of life with busy markets, impressive palaces, and colorful celebrations. The filmmaker worked hard to create an environment that feels magical while still feeling believable. This rich atmosphere helps the audience become fully immersed in the adventure. The flying carpet is also more than just a magical object. Throughout the movie, it acts almost like another character, even without speaking. It shows personality through its action and expressions. Many viewer remembers the flying carpet because it adds charm and warmth to the story. As the year pass, new generation continue discovering Aladdin. Some viewers enjoy the action scene while others enjoy the comedy, music or romance. Different people connect with different parts of the story, which is one reason the movie has such broad appeal. The message of the film remains relevant even today. People often feel pressure to change themselves in order to fit in or impress others. Aladdin reminds audiences that honesty and authenticity are more valuable than any disguise. The movie suggests that real happiness comes from accepting are and building relationship based on trust. That is why Aladdin is remembered as more than just a fantasy adventure. Beneath the magic, the wishes, and the spectacular visuals, it tells a timeless story about identity, friendship, freedom, and self belief. These themes continue to resonate with audiences around the world, making Aladdin a movie that remains beloved long after the final scene ends. One of the most interesting things about Aladdin is how its story continues to connect with people of different ages. Children enjoy the magic, colorful world, and exciting adventure, while other viewers often notice the deeper themes hidden beneath the surface. The combination helps the movie remain enjoyable for a wide audience. At the center of the story is Aladdin, a character who begins his journey with very little. He does not have wealth, influence, or a high social position. What he does have is good heart and a desire to create a better future. Because of this, many viewers see him as a relatable character. His struggles feel real even though the world around him is filled with magic. Through the movie, Aladdin faces a challenge that many people experience in real life. He worries that he is not good enough as he is. This insecurity leads him to hide behind the identity of Prince Ali. The story shows how easy it can be to believe that success depends on appearing perfect. However, it also demonstrates that true expectance comes from honesty and self-respect. The development of Princess Jasmine is equally important. She is intelligent, determined and deeply committed to helping her people rather than accepting the limitation placed on her. She works to create change. Her character represents leadership based on compassion and responsibility, qualities that earn the respect of those around her. The relationship between Aladdin and Jasmine grows gradually throughout the story. They come from very different backgrounds, yet they share similar feeling. Both of them feel trapped by circumstance they did not choose. Their shared understanding creates a strong bond between them and helps their relationship feel genius. Another reason audience remember the movie is the genie. He brings humor, excitement, and heart to nearly every scene he appears in. His jokes and magical abilities make him entertaining, but his desire for freedom gives him emotional depth. The audience quickly realizes that beneath his carefully personality is someone who has spent centuries waiting for a chance to control his own destiny. The friendship between Aladdin and Genie becomes one of the movie's strongest elements. Their connection grows through trust, loyalty, and mutual respect. By freeing the genie, Aladdin proves that friendship is more important to him than personal gain. This decision marks the complete of his character journey. The movie also uses Jafar to explore the danger of greed. Unlike Aladdin, who learns to appreciate what true matters, Jafar is consumed by the desire for more power. Every achievement only increases his ambition. His story serves as a warning that power without wisdom can lead to destruction. From a visual perspective, Aladdin creates a world that feels both magical and alive. The shining palace, crowded street, desert landscape, and magical cave all contribute to the movie's unique atmosphere. These setting helps transport viewer into a completely different world while keeping the story emotionally grounded. So, guys, that is the story of Aladdin. The movie is not just about magic and wishes, but also about believing in yourself, being honest, and valuing true friendship. The journey of Aladdin teaches us that our worth is not decided by money or status, but by our character and choices. If you enjoyed this story review, then don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing movie stories. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next video. Until then, take care and keep enjoying great movies. Hello guys, today I am talking about Aladdin 2019. This movie is a live action version of the old Disney classic. The story starts in the city of Agrabah. Here we meet Aladdin, a poor but kind young man who spends his days surviving on the street. Even though he does not have money, he has a good heart and always tries to help others. One day, Aladdin meets Princess Jasmine. At first, he does not know that she is the princess of Agrabah. Jasmine wants to see the real life of her person, so he secretly leaves the palace and walks through the city. During their meeting, Aladdin is impressed by her kindness and beauty, and Jasmine also noticed that Aladdin is different from other people. At the same time, the loyal advisor Jafar is planning something dangerous. Jafar wants power and dreams of becoming the most powerful person in the kingdom. He learns about a magical palace called the Cave of Wonders. Inside the cave, there is a magical lamp that can change everything. However, a special person can enter the cave and track the lamp. Jafar discovers that Aladdin is the person who can enter the cave. He tricks Aladdin and sends him inside. The cave is full of treasure, gold, and magical items. While exploring the cave, Aladdin finds the magic lamp, but before he can live safely, things suddenly go wrong and he becomes trapped inside. Now the story becomes even more interesting. While trapped inside the cave of wonders, Aladdin feels scared because there seems to be no way out. But then he accidentally rubs the magic lamp. Suddenly, a bright blue magical being appears from the lamp. This is Genie, now one of the most fun and powerful characters in the movie. Genie tells Aladdin that he can grant their wishes. At first, Aladdin cannot believe what he is hearing. See, he is surprised and excited at the same time. Genie has incredible magical powers and can create almost anything. He can change his appearance, make objects appear from nowhere, and perform amazing magic. Aladdin quickly realizes that this lamp could completely change his life. However, Genie explains that there are a few important rules. He cannot make someone fall in love, he cannot bring people back from the dead, and he cannot make people wish for more wishes. Even with these rules, Aladdin know that three wishes are a hug opportunity. Aladdin also learns something important about Genie. Even though Genie is powerful, he is not truly free. See, he has been trapped in the lamp for thousands of years and must serve. However, once it, Genie secretly dreams of living a normal life and becoming free one day. Using his clever thinking, Aladdin managed to escape from the cave with Genie's help. After returning to the city, he cannot stop thinking about Princess Jasmine. He wants to meet her again, but he believes that a poor street boy like him could never win the heart of a princess. Because of this, Aladdin makes a big decision. He uses his first wish to become a prince. Genie transfers him into Princess Ali, a rich and powerful loyal visitor. Suddenly, Aladdin has an expensive clothes, beautiful horses, loyal servants, and a grand parade that attract the attention of the entire kingdom. The entrance of Princess Ali into Agrabah creates a hug celebration. Music fills the street, people cheer loudly, and everyone is amazed by the wealth and luxury surrounding him. Even Sultan, the ruler of Agrabah, and Jasmine's father is impressed by the new prince. However, there is one problem. Although Aladdin now looks like a prince, he is still hiding the truth. Every time he speaks with Princess Jasmine, he becomes nervous because he knows that his royal identity is not real. Jasmine is intelligent and independent. She cares more about honesty than wealth, so Aladdin struggles to keep his secret hidden. As Aladdin spends more time with Jasmine, their friendship grows stronger. They share dreams, talk about freedom, and begin to trust each other. Jasmine wants to make her own choices instead of simply following tradition. Aladdin admires her courage and determination, but while their relationship is growing, Jafar is watching everything carefully. He becomes suspicious of Prince Ali. Deep down, Jafar believes that this mysterious princess is hiding something. He starts planning a way to discover the truth and take the magic lamp for himself because he knows that however controls the lamp cannot control the future of Agrabah. As the story moves forward, the relationship between Aladdin and Princess Jasmine becomes even stronger. Aladdin tries his best to act like a real prince, but it is not easy. He has spent his whole life living on the street, so loyal behavior feels strange to him. Sometimes he makes mistakes, and sometimes he says things that reveal his true personality. Even with all the expensive clothes and loyal status, Aladdin starts feeling uncomfortable because he is living a lie. One evening, Aladdin takes Princess Jasmine on a magical carpet ride. The magic carpet is one of the most magical items in the movie. It has no words, but it shows emotion through its action and become a loyal friend to Aladdin. During the fight, Aladdin and Jasmine travel high above the clouds and see beautiful palaces. The scene is peaceful, romantic, and full of wonder. During this journey, Jasmine begins to trust Aladdin more. She feels that there is something different about him compared to other princes. Most princes try to impress her with wealth and power, but Aladdin understands her dreams and listens to her thoughts. Jasmine wants a voice in her kingdom and wants to help her people. She does not want to be treated like someone who cannot make decisions. Meanwhile, Genie is also enjoying life outside the lamp. For the first time in centuries, he gets to expensive friendship and fun. He often gives Aladdin advice and tries to help him succeed. Even though Genie has incredible powers, he starts crying about Aladdin as a true friend instead of just a master. However, Jafar is becoming more dangerous every day. His hunger for power keeps growing. He secretly investigates Prince Ali and finally discovers a shocking truth. He learns that Prince Ali is actually Aladdin, a poor street boy who used magic to create a false identity. Jafar realizes that the magic lamp is the source of Aladdin's power. He decides that he must steal it at any cost. Using his intelligence and manipulation, he creates a plan to take the lamp away from Aladdin. Soon Jafar successfully gets control of the lamp and becomes the new master of Genie. This changes everything. With the lamp in his hands, Jafar begins making powerful wishes. First, he wishes to become the most powerful ruler in Agrabah. Suddenly, everyone is forced to obey him. Then he uses even more magic to increase his power further. His appearance changes, his abilities grow stronger, and fear spreads across the kingdom. Sultan loses his authority, the palace falls under Jafar control, and the citizens of Agrabah become frightened. Nobody seems capable of stopping him. Princess Jasmine refuses to give up, but even she struggles against Jafar's growing power. At the same time, Aladdin loses almost everything. His secret has been exposed. Jasmine feels betrayed, and the lamp is no longer in his possession. For the first time since finding the lamp, Aladdin feels completely helpless. He begins to understand that being a prince was never what made him special. His true strength comes from his courage, kindness, and ability to do the right thing even when things seem impossible. Now, the fate of Agrabah is hanging in the balance. Jafar is stronger than ever. Genie is trapped under a new master, and Aladdin must find a way to save the kingdom before it is too late. Now the movie reaches its most exciting part. Jafar has become extremely powerful and almost nobody can change him. With the help of genie magic, he controls the entire kingdom. The people of Agrabah are scared, and even the guards are afraid to stand against him. Princess Jasmine, however, refused to accept Jafar's rule. She knows that the people need hope. Even when Jafar tries to silence her, Jasmine stands up for what is right. She shows great courage and leadership. Instead of running away from danger, she faces it directly. Meanwhile, Aladdin realizes that fighting Jafar with strength alone is impossible. Jafar now has magical power that are far beyond anything a normal person can handle. Aladdin beings thinking carefully, he remembers that Jafar's greatest weakness is his endless desire of power. No matter how much power Jafar gets, he always wants more. As Jafar celebrates his victory, Aladdin confronts him. The situation looks hopeless because Jafar has all the advantage. Still, Aladdin remains calm and start talking to him. Instead of attacking, he uses his intelligence. Aladdin tells Jafar that even after becoming the ruler of Agrabah, see, he is still not the most powerful being in the world. According to Aladdin, Genie is actually more powerful because Genie can perform magic that Jafar cannot. These words immediately affect Jafar. His pride grows even larger. He cannot accept the idea that anyone could be more powerful than him. His desire for absolute power takes control of his thinking without considering the consequence. Jafar makes another wish. He wishes to become the most powerful genie in existence. For a moment, it seemed like he has won completely. Incredible magic surrounds him, and his power becomes greater than ever before. But Aladdin knew something that Jafar ignored. Genie may be powerful, but every genie is also a person of a magic lamp. The moment Jafar's wish is granted, golden chains appears around him. A few magic lamp is created and Jafar is pulled inside it. In just a few seconds, all of his freedom disappears. The man who wanted unlimited power becomes trapped forever. Instead, a lamp. The kingdom is finally saved with Jafar defeated, his dark magic disappears. The palace returns to normal. The citizens of Agrabah are free again, and everyone celebrates. Sultan remains control of kingdom, and peace returns after everything that happened. Aladdin decides that he no longer wants to hide behind false identities. He understands that pretending to be someone else only creates problems. For the first time, he fully accepts who is really is. Aladdin honestly tells Princess Jasmine the truth about everything. The admits his mistakes and explain why he pretend to be Prince Ali. Jasmine is disappointed by the lies, but she also sees the good person Aladdin truly is. She knows that his heart has always been kind. Then comes one of the most emotional moments in the movie. Aladdin still has one wish left. Instead of using it for money, power, or status, he remembers his promise to Genie. For a long time, Genie dreamed of being free and living his own life. Aladdin decides to use his final wish to free Genie forever. As the magic works, Genie is finally released from the lamp for the first time in thousands of years. He is no longer a servant, he is free to make his own choices and live his own life. It is a beautiful moment that shows the true meaning of friendship and loyalty. Genie is overwhelmed with happiness, and Aladdin feels proud because he kept his promise. This moment proves that Aladdin has grown from a poor street thief into a truly honorable hero. After Jafar is defeated and Jinn becomes free, the movie slowly moves toward its heartwarming ending. The danger is gone, but there are still important decisions that need to be made. Sultan looks at everything that has happened and begins thinking about the future of Agrabah. Throughout the movie, Princess Jasmine has shown courage, wisdom, and responsibility. He stood up against Jafar, protected her people, and proved that she could be a great leader. For a long time, the rules of kingdom said that Jasmine had to marry a prince. Because of this tradition it seemed impossible for her and Aladdin to be together. Aladdin knew that this and he begins to believe that their love story may never have a happy ending. Even though he loves Jasmine, Aladdin prepares himself to walk away. He does not want her to lose her future because of him. He shows how much she has changed. Earlier in the movie, he wanted to become a prince so that he could win Jasmine's heart. Now he is willing to sacrifice his own happiness if it means doing what is right for her. However, Sultan has learned an important lesson. He realizes that a person's value is not decided by their title, wealth, or social status. What truly matters is character. Aladdin may not have been born a prince, but he has shown bravery, honesty, and kindness. Sultan decides to change the law of Agrabah. Instead of forcing Princess Jasmine to marry a prince, he allows her to choose the person she loves. The decision changes everything. Then comes one of the happiest moments in the entire movie. Princess Jasmine chooses Aladdin. The two finally get the further they dreamed about. Their journey has been full of challenges, secrets, and difficult choices, but they have overcome every obstacle together. Aladdin no longer needs to pretend to be Prince Ali. Jasmine loves him for who he really is. The movie also gives a beautiful ending to Genie. Now that he is free, he starts living a normal life. He is no longer trapped inside a lamp and no longer has to obey masters. For the first time, he gets to decide his own future. One of the sweetest parts of the ending is seeing Genie with the woman he cared about during the movie. He finally gets the chance to live as a regular person, travel the world, and enjoy the freedom he dreamed about for centuries. As the story closes, Agrabah enters a new era. Princess Jasmine becomes the new leader of kingdom. This is a powerful moment because it shows how much she has grown. She is no longer someone waiting permission to follow her dreams. She becomes a strong ruler who is ready to guide her people into the future. Aladdin stands beside her not as a fake prince but as the person he truly is. Their relationship is built on trust, respect, and understanding. Together, they represent a brighter future for Agrabah. The final scenes leave the audience with a feeling of happiness and hope. The movie reminds us that being yourself is more important than pretending to be someone else. It teaches that true worth comes from your actions, not your background. It also shows that friendship, honesty, and courage can change lives. Overall, Aladdin 2019 is a fun adventure filled with magic, comedy, action, emotion, and memorable characters. The performance of Aladdin, Princess Jasmine, and Genie, and even Jafar help bring this classic story to life for a new generation of viewers. And with that, the magical journey of Aladdin comes to an end, leaving behind an important message. You do not need to be a prince to be a hero. Sometimes a good heart is the greatest magic for all. Now let's talk about what makes Aladdin 2019 special. The biggest strength of this movie is Genie. Will Smith as Genie brings a lot of energy, humor, and fun to every scene. At first, many people compared him to the original animated Genie, but as the movie continues, he creates his own style. His jokes, expression, and friendship with Aladdin becomes one of the best parts of the film. Another great thing is the chemistry between Aladdin and Jasmine. Their relationship feels natural and develops slowly throughout the story. Instead of falling in love instantly, they spend time understanding each other. They makes their connection stronger. Princess Jasmine also gets more important in this version. She is not just a sad character, she has her own dreams, goals, and ambitions. She wants to help her people and prove that she can lead the kingdom. This makes her character feel stronger and more inspiring. The visual of the movie are beautiful. Agrabah looks colorful, lively, and magical. The costumes, palace designs, markets, and special effects create a fantasy world that feels exciting to explore. Every scene is filled with bright colors and impressive details. The music is another highlight. Songs like Friend Like Me and Princess Ali, all full of energy and entertainment. These musical scenes feel grand and help keep the movie fun from beginning to end. The magic, the magic carpet is also surprisingly lovable. Even without speaking a single word, it manages to show emotion and personality. Many funny and heartwarming moments come from its interactions with Aladdin and Genie. However, the movie is not perfect. Some viewers may feel that Jafar is not as frightening as they expected. In Cretan scene, he does not feel as powerful or intimidating as a main villain should, because of this some of the tension in the story becomes weaker. There are also a few moments where the movie moves very quickly. Certain events happen so fast that viewer do not get enough time to fully experience them. A little more development for some characters could have made the story even better. Even with these small issues, Aladdin 2019 remains a highly entertaining family adventure. It successfully combines magic, comedy, romance, action, and emotion. It respects the classic story while adding new ideas and modern elements. What I personally enjoyed most was the message of the film. Aladdin spends most of the story trying to become someone else because he thinks he is not good enough, but in the end, she learns that his real value comes from his character, not his status. That message feels meaningful and relatable. If you love fantasy movies, magical adventures, colorful words, and memorable characters, then Aladdin 2019 is definitely worth watching. It is a movie that can be enjoyed by both children and adults, making it a great choice for family movie night. Now, if I talk about the performance, most of the main cast does a good job bringing this character to life. Mina Mina as Aladdin fits the role very well. He captures the charm, kindness, and struggles of the character. Through the movie, we see Aladdin grow from a straight thief into a confident and responsible young man. His journey feels believable, and that helps the audience connect with him. Princess Jasmine is one of the strongest part of the movie. She gives Jasmine more depth and personality. Her character is smart, brave, and determined. Whenever she appears on screen, she brings confidence and strength to the story. One scene that many viewers remember is when Princess Jasmine stands up for herself and her people. That moment show how much she has grown as a leader. It is not just about becoming a queen, it is about finding her own voice and believing in herself. Of course, Genie still steals many seen through the movie. This friendship with Aladdin becomes the emotional heart of the story. At first, Genie is simply helping his master, but over time they become true friends. Because of this friendship, the ending feels much more emotional. The movie also does a good job balancing comedy and emotional. One moment you are laughing at Genie jokes, and the next moment you are feeling emotional about his dream of freedom. This balance keeps the movie engaging from start to finish. Another thing I liked was the world building. Agrabah feels like a real palace filled with different people, cultures, and traditions. The busy streets, colorful mistakes, and grand palace make the setting feel alive. The scenes are not extremely intense, but they are entertaining. The movie forces more on adventure, magic, and character development than on large battle. Because of this, the film maintains a fun and family friendly atmosphere. The visual effects are impressive in many scenes. The Cave of Wonders, the Magic Lamp, Genie Powers, and the Flying Carpet all help create a magical experience. Some facts look better than others, but overall, they add a lot to the movie's fantasy feeling. When the credits start rolling, the movie leaves viewers with a positive feeling. It is a story about believing in yourself, staying honest, and understanding that true greatness comes from who you are inside. Aladdin learns that pretending to be someone else will never bring real happiness. Princess Jasmine learns to trust her own abilities. Genie finally achieves the freedom he always wanted because every major character completes their journey. The ending feels satisfying. That is one of the reason why Aladdin 2019 continues to be loved by many fans. It combines classic Disney magic with modern storytelling, create an adventure that feels both familiar and fresh. So, if I have to give my final thoughts on Aladdin 2019, I would say that this movie is much more than just a remake of an old Disney classic. It takes a story that millions of people already know and gives it a fresh presentation for a new generation. From the very beginning, the movie creates a magical atmosphere, whether it is the busy streets of Agrabah, the beautiful palaces, the Cave of Wonders, or the magical carpet rides through the sky. The film constantly gives viewers something exciting to look at. One thing that really works in is how the movie balances different emotions. There are funny moments, emotions moment, adventures moments, and even a few suspenseful scenes. Because of the variety, the movie rarely feels boring. The friendship between Aladdin and Genie is properly the strongest relationship in the entire movie. The conversation, jokes, and emotional moments help create the heart of the story. By the end of the film, viewers are not only cheering for Aladdin and Jasmine but also for Genie and his dream of freedom. The movie also delivers an important message about identity. Aladdin spends much of the story believing that he needs to become someone else in order to be accepted. He thinks wealth, loyal titles, and fancy cloth clothes will make him worthy, but eventually he learns that honesty and character are far more important. These lesson is something that many people can relate to in real life. Sometimes people try to change themselves to impress others, but true confidence comes from accepting who you are. That message gives the movie emotional depth beyond its magical adventure. Princess Jasmine also leaves a strong impression. Her story is about finding her voice and proving that she can lead. She refused to let others decide her future, and that makes her one of the most memorable characters in the movie. Even though the film has a few weaknesses, such as a villain who could have been stronger and some rushed moments, these issues do not run the experience. The positive aspects greatly outweigh the negatives. The entertainment value remains high. Thought the movie, there is always something happening, whether it is a musical performance, a musical moment, a funny joke, or a emotional conversation track that keeps audience invested in the story. If someone has never watched Aladdin before, this movie is a easy recommendation. Is it's It is simply to follow visually attractive and filled with lovable characters. And if someone grew up watching the animated version, these live action adaptation offers enough new ideas to feel worthwhile. By the time the movie ends, viewer are left the feeling of hopes, happening, and satisfaction. It reminds us that courage, kindness, honesty, and friendship are more valuable than power or wealth, and the and that is why Aladdin 2019 remains a fun, magical, and heartwarming adventure that can be enjoyed again and again. It may not be perfect, but it captures the repeated spirit of the original story while creating its own identity, making it a memorable Disney experience for audience around the world. So, after watching Aladdin 2019, I can easily say that this is the kind of movie that knows exactly what it wants to be. It is not trying to become a serious drama or a dark fantasy. Instead, it focuses on giving viewers a fun and magical experience that can be enjoyed by almost everyone. One of the one of the reasons the movie works so well is because it never forgets its sense of wonder. From the moment Aladdin discovers the lamp to the final scene in Agrabah, the film keeps reminding viewers that they are watching a magical adventure. Every new location, every magical transformation, and every musical sequence add to that feeling. The movie also understands the importance of emotional connection. Viewers care about Aladdin because he is not perfect, he makes mistakes, tells lies, and sometimes chooses the wrong path, but he learns from those mistakes and becomes a better person. That character growth makes his journey meaningful. The same can be said about Princess Jasmine. She is not waiting for someone to save her, she wants to create change herself. Her determination and confidence make her one of the most inspiring characters in the movie. Every time she stands up for what she believes in, the audience gets another reason to support her. Genie, meanwhile, brings a completely different energy to the story. He is funny, unpredictable, and entertaining, but beneath all the jokes is a character who simply wants freedom. Because of that, his story becomes surprisingly emotional. When Ginny finally gets his freedom, it feels like a victory that the audience has been waiting for since the beginning. Another thing worth mentioning is the movie's pacing. For most of its runtime, the story moves at a steady speed. There is always a new challenge, a new magical moment, or a important character interaction. This helps keep viewers interested and prevent the movie from feeling slow. The production quality is also impressive. The costumes, sets, music, and visual effects work together to create a colorful world that feels larger than life. Even when some effects are not perfect, the overall presentation remains enjoyable. What makes the story timeless is its central message. Aladdin starts his journey believing that he must change who is who he is to achieve his dreams. By the end, he realizes that being honest and staying true to himself is far more important. It is a simple lesson, but it remains powerful no matter how many times the story is told. The movie also reminds us that power without wisdom can be dangerous. Jafar spends the entire story chasing more power, but his greed eventually destroys him. In contrast, Aladdin succeeds because he values friendship, honesty, and compassion. This contrast helps strengthen the movie overall message. Years from now, many viewers may not remember every single scene, but they will properly remember the feeling the movie gave them. They will remember the magic carpet ride, Genie looks, Jasmine craze, and Aladdin journey from a poor street boy to a true hero. That is the sign of a successful family adventure. The entertains people will also giving them characters they can care about and lessons they can remember. Aladdin 2019's managed to do both, which is why it continues to be one of Disney's most popular live action movies. As a complete package, the film delivers adventure, comedy, romance, fantasy, emotion, and memorable moments. Whether you are watching it for the first time or revisiting it years later, there is a good chance you will still find something enjoyable in this magical world. Now, if I talk about the overall experience of watching Aladdin 2019, it feels like a movie that was made to entertain people of all ages. Kids can enjoy the magic, colorful visuals, and funny moments, while older viewers can appreciate the deeper themes and character journeys. One thing I noticed is that the movie does a good job of mixing old and new ideas. Fans of the original animated movie will recognize many famous scenes, songs, and characters. At the same time, the filmmakers add new elements that help the story feel fresh instead of simply copying everything from the original version. The relationship between Aladdin and Princess Jasmine is one example of this. Their connection is giving more time to develop, which helps make their story feel more realistic. They learn about each other's dream, fears, and hopes before truly falling in love. I also think the movie succeeds because of its positive message. In many stories, heroes win because they are stronger than everyone else. In Aladdin 2019, Aladdin wins because he is clever, kind, and willing to do the right things. His greatest strength is not magic, his greatest strength is his heart. Genie also represents an important idea. Even though he has unlimited magical abilities, what he wants most is freedom. This shows that some things are more valuable than power or wealth. Freedom, friendship, and happiness cannot simply be created with magic. The movie's humor helps keep everything entertaining. Ginny provides many funny moments, but the comedy never completely takes over the story. The emotional scenes still have enough weight to make viewers care about the happiness. When it comes to action, the movie keeps things exciting without becoming too intense. This makes it suitable for family audience. There are dangerous situations and dramatic moments, but the focus always remains on adventure and fun rather than violence. The soundtrack deserves praise as well. The songs help move the story forward while also creating memorable scenes. Even people who have never seen the original movie often remembers the musical performance after watching this version. Visually, the movie remains impressive from beginning to end. The bright colors, detailed costumes, and magical effects help create a fantasy world that feels inviting. Agrabah looks like a palace full of life, culture, and excitement. By the final scene, very major character has completed completed an important journey. Aladdin learns self-confidence. Princess Jasmine finds her voice as a leader. Genie gains freedom. Even Sultan learns to change old tradition for a better future. That is one of the reasons the ending feels so satisfying. The story is not only about defeating Jafar, it is about growth, change, and becoming the best version of yourself. So, if someone asked me whether Aladdin 2019 is worth watching, my answer would definitely be yes. It is fun, emotional, magical, and filled with memorable characters. While it may not be a perfect movie, it delivers exactly what it promises, a charming adventure that leaves viewers smiling when the credits roll. And honestly, whenever a movie can make people laugh, feel emotional, and leave them with a positive message, it has already done something special. As we come closer to the end of the review, I want to talk about why Aladdin 2019 continues to connect with audience around the world. The reason is simple. Beneath all the magic and adventure, the story is very human. Almost everyone has experienced moments for self doubt. Many people have felt that they were not good enough, not successful enough, or not important enough. Aladdin represents those feelings. He starts as someone who believes that he needs to change himself before others can accept him. So throughout the movie, Aladdin keeps chasing an image of successful. He believes becoming Prince Ali will solve all his problems, but as the story progresses, he discovers that pretending to be someone else only create more difficulties. These these lessons make the character relatable to many viewers. Princess Jasmine has a different journey. His struggles is not about becoming someone else. Instead, it is about proving that she is already capable to leading. She wants people to recognize her abilities rather than judge her based on old traditions. Her story adds another layer of meaning to the movie. These Then there is Genie, whose journey may actually be the most emotional. Even though he possesses incredible power, he lacks the one thing he truly wants, freedom. His story reminds viewer that happens often comes from simple things rather than extraordinary abilities. Because all three main characters are chasing something meaningful, the audience becomes invested in their success. We want Aladdin to believe in himself. We want Jasmine to achieve her goals. We want Genie to finally be free. When these characters succeed, their victories feel earned. The movie also benefits from strong entertainment value. There is rarely a dull moment, whether it is a magical transformation, a funny joke, a musical performance, or a emotional conversation. The story keeps moving forward. One aspect that deserves appreciation is the movie optimistic tune. Even during difficult moments, the film never becomes overly dark. It constantly reminds viewer that hope, courage, and kindness can overcome changes. This positive energy is reason why families enjoy watching the movie together. Younger viewer can enjoy the adventure while older viewers can appreciate the deeper themes hidden beneath the surface. Looking back at the entire film, it is easy to see why Disney chooses this a story for a live action adaptation. The original tale already had memorable characters and a strong message. These version updates the story while keeping the spirit that made people love it in the first place. Of course, everyone will have different opinions. Some may prefer the animated version while others may enjoy the live action version more. But regardless of preference, it is difficult to deny that Aladdin 2019 brings a lot of passion, creativity, and heart to the screen. When I think about this movie, the scenes that stay in my memory are not just the big magical moments. I remember Aladdin learning to believe in himself. I remember Jasmine refusing to stay silent. I remember Genie finally becoming free. Those moments give the movie its emotional impact, and that emotional impact is what transforms Aladdin 2019 from a simple fantasy adventure into a story that audiences can connect with long after the movie is over. If we look at Aladdin 2019 as a complete movie experience, one of its greatest achievements is how accessible it is. You do not need to know a lot about Disney movies to enjoy it. Even if this is your first time seeing the story, the characters and their goals are easy to understand. From the opening scene, the movie clearly establishes what each character wants. Aladdin wants a better life and hopes to win the heart of Princess Jasmine. Jasmine wants the freedom to make her own choices and help her people. Genie wants freedom. Jafar wants power. Because these motivations are simple and clever, viewers can quickly become invested in the story. The movie also benefits from a strong emotional balance. Some fantasy films focus so heavily on action and special effects that the characters feel uni- uni- unimportant. Aladdin 2019 avoids that problem. Even during the biggest magical scene, the story remains focused on the character and their personal journeys. For example, the magic carpet ride is visually beautiful, but what truly makes the scene memorable is the connection grows between Aladdin and Jasmine. The music enhance the moment, but the emotions make it meaningful. The same thing happens with Genie. His powers create many entertaining scenes, yet viewers care about him because of his personality rather than his abilities. His dream of freedom gives emotional weight to his character and helps him feel more than just a source of comedy. Another positive aspect is movies' messages about honesty. Throughout most of the story, Aladdin believes that people will only accept him if he pretends to be someone else. This creates many of the movie conflicts. In the end, he learns that honesty is foundation of trust and meaningful relationship. This message remains relevant because it applies to real life. Many people feel pressure to impress others or hide parts for themselves. Aladdin journey show that true confidence comes from accepting who you are rather than pretending to be someone else. Princess Jasmine provides another important lesson. Demonstrates leadership, determination, and courage. She refuses to let out outdated traditional define her future. Her storyline encourages viewers to believe in their abilities and speak up for what they believe is right. Visually, the movie remains one of Disney's most colorful live action adaptations. The costumes, architecture, and shade designs all contribute to the feeling that Agrabah is a real and vibrant palace. Every farm is filled with details that help bring the world to life. The musical numbers are also a major strength. They provide energy, excitement, and personality rather than interpreting the story. The songs help develop characters and create memorable moments that stay with viewers long after the movie ends. As the credits finish rolling, the audience is left with a feeling of optimism. The heroes have grown, the villains have been defeated, and important lessons have been learned. The ending feels rewarding because each character learns their happiness through their choices and actions. That is why Aladdin 2019 continues to be remembered as more than just a visual spectacle. It is a story about identity, friendship, courage, freedom, and self-belief. Those themes are universal, which is why the movie continues to resonate with audiences of different ages and backgrounds. In the end, Aladdin, Princess Jasmine, and Genie remind us that the most important magic is not found inside a lamp. The most important magic comes from believing in yourself, helping others, and staying true to who you are. Now I want to go a little deeper into what Aladdin 2019 teaches us as a story and why it feels meaningful even after the movie ends. At its core, this movie is not just about magic or a magic lamp. It is about choices. Every main character makes choices that define their future. Aladdin chooses honesty at the ending. Jasmine chooses courage and leadership. Ginny chooses freedom. Jafar chooses power and greed. And these choices create completely different results from each of them. This is what makes the story strong. It shows that life is not controlled one by destiny but also by decisions. Even when situations are difficult, the way a person responds can change everything. Aladdin is the best example of this idea. He starts as someone who thinks the world is unfair to him. He believes he cannot achieve anything without pretending to be someone else. But slowly through his journey, he understands that real strength comes from inside. His courage, kindness, and honesty are what true make him special. Princess Jasmine also goes through an important transformation. At the beginning, she feels trapped by palace rules and old traditions. She is not allowed to make her own decision, but she refuses to accept that life. Instead, she keeps up, challenges authority, and proves that she is capable of ruling. Her journey shows that leadership is not about gender or status, but about responsibility and vision. Genie brings emotional depth to the movie. Even though he is magical, he represents something very human, the desire from freedom. For thousands of years, he serves others without living for himself. His dream is simple. He just wants to live like a normal being. When he finally gets free, it's not just a happy moment, it is a powerful emotional release that shows the value of independence. Even Jafar, the villain, plays an important role in the message of the movie. He represents what happens when ambition becomes dangerous greed. He never feels satisfied. No matter how much power he gets, he always wants more. In the end, his downfall show that unlimited greed leads to destruction. Another important part of the film is how it uses imagination. The word of Agr- Agrabah is not just a background, it feels alive. The street, markets, palace, desert, and six all feel connected to the story. The flying carpet scene, the cave of wonders, and genie magic all create a sense of wonder that makes the movie enjoyable for all. As but beyond visuals and magic, the heart of the movie is relationship. Aladdin and Jasmine slowly build trust. Genie and Aladdin develops friendship. Jasmine and her father Sultan learns to understand each other better. These relationships show the communication and understanding are important in every life. The movie also gives a short lesson about self-worth. Aladdin learns that he does not need a loyal title to be valuable. Jasmine learns that she does not need permission to lead. Genie learns that he is more than just a servant. Everyone discovers their own identity in different ways. That is why the story feels complete. Every character changes, grows, and learns something important. Show in simple words, Aladdin 2019 is not just a fantasy movie, it's a journey of self discovery. It tells us that real magic is not about spells or wishes. Real magic is believing in yourself, making the right choices, and standing up for what is right even when it is difficult. And that is why the story stays in the heart of viewers even after the screen goes black. Now, at this point, I want to explain the emotional impact and that Aladdin 2019 leaves on the audience after finishing the movie. When the story ends, it does not just feel like a movie is over. It feels like a journey. Journey has been completed. We have seen Aladdin struggle, lie, learn, and finally grow into a better person. We have seen Princess Jasmine fight for her voice and her rights. We have seen Genie finally get the freedom he always dreamed of, and we have seen Jafar fall because of his own greed. This emotional journey is what makes the movie memorable. Even after leaving the screen, viewer can still think about the lessons and characters. Another strong point is how the movie connects fantasy with real life links. Even though there are magic carpets, lamps, and wishes, the emotional are very real. Fear, hope, love, jealousy, trust, and ambition are things every person understands. That is why the story feels close to the heart. Aladdin especially represents many young people who feel confused about their future. He thinks he is not enough as he is, so he tries to become someone else. But slowly he understands that changing your identity is not the answer. Improving yourself while staying true is real path. Princess Jasmine represents independence. She shows that strength is not only physical or magical. Strength is about speaking up when something is wrong. Her character gives a message that silence is not always safety, and sometimes speaking up is necessary for change. Genie represents sacrifice and loyalty. Even though he has power, he spends his life serving other, but in the end his friendship with Aladdin helps him gain freedom. This shows that true friendship can change even the hardest situations. The movie also teaches balance. Too much greed destroys Jafar, too much lie destroys Aladdin early path. But honesty, kindness, and courage create a stable and happy ending. This balance is an important life lesson. If we look at the structure of the movie, it is also very simple and easy to follow. First, we meet the characters, then conflict starts with the magic lamp, then problems increase with deception and power struggle. Finally, everything is resolved with truth and sacrifice. This clear structure makes it easy for everyone to understand. The ending gives a strong feeling of closure. Nothing feels incomplete. Every character gets what they truly deserve. The hero becomes honest, the princess becomes a leader, the genie becomes free, and the villain is punished for his action. That is why audience feels satisfied after watching it. In the end, Aladdin 2019 is not just about entertainment, it is about growth, trust, and inner strength. It shows that even a ordinary person can do extraordinary things if they believe in themselves and choose the right path. So finally, I would say this movie is a perfect mix of magic, emotion, adventure, and life lesson. It is simple enough for kids to enjoy and meaningful enough for adults to think about, and that is the real reason why Aladdin still feels like a magical story that never gets old.